Can I have thumb up? Yeah! Hi, Emiko! Good to see all of you. It's just good to see all of your lovely face. I know there will be people coming by as we're talking, some people going, some people leaving. And if you cannot stay for the whole call, it's totally fine because there's going to be a recording of the whole session coming your way tomorrow after I upload everything and I send it your way. So be free to come and go. But if you're here, I'm super excited because it's even better to do it seeing your lovely smile. Hi, Solange. And seeing all your name on the screen. So I would like to start by a quote that I love. Sharon came to quite a few of my workshops. You know about this quote. It's this quote from Anais Nin that says, "And came the day when the risk it took to stay tight into a bud became greater than the risk it took to blossom." And I love this quote because we all get into this phase of our life when we know we have to step up, when we know we have to do something, when we know we have to change, but somehow something prevents us from doing it. And it's amazing when we can really step into our power, when we can step into our fabulous self. I use the word fabulous because that's based on my name. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Fabienne Slama, but in this community, everybody calls me Fab. And my company is fabulous because if I'm Fab, so are you, all of you. And life is delicious. Life is supposed to be fun. Life is supposed to be joyful. That's the way I love enjoying my life. And I want to thumb up if you feel that's the same way. Yeah? Ready to rock and roll. Wonderful. So let me tell you about tonight. We're going to talk about getting unstuck. So I'm going to share my screen once in a while. That's the way it's going to look. Everybody can see the share screen? Great. It works. Fantastic. We were talking about Mercury retrograde. That's the way it is, and I'm super excited to see that the technology is going our way. Right now you are all muted, but if you have questions, you can post them on the chat room. The chat is on the bottom of your screen. You press the button that says chat, and you can type it, and I can see what you're saying. So don't hesitate. You can say anything, anytime. I also will make it as interactive as possible. So once in a while, we'll unmute you and hear about you. So I want to start today by thanking all of you for being here, because it takes a lot of courage to just say, you know what? Yeah, there's a moment where I feel stuck. I know I have a huge potential. I know I have something to give to this world. I know I want to share my gift to so many people, but I feel like I'm not living my best self. I have ups, and it's amazing when I'm on the ups, but I have downs as well. And I want to be ready to navigate those up and down. You know, it's like this wave and you don't want to be drowning. Just to tell you a little bit about what I do and how my clients are approaching me, let me share my screen because I think I found a great visual. A lot of my clients are coming to me feeling like they are not good enough, that they are stressed, confused, exhausted, and frustrated. Not because they're doing nothing, they are working most of the time a lot. They have this dream. They want success, whatever success look for them. They want success in their personal life. They want success in their professional life. They want success at home and at work. And they do everything that is they are supposed to do and that they know they have to do, but somehow it doesn't work. And what happens when it's the case? They start talking negatively to themselves. They become their worst bully. When in fact what they want is to feel peaceful, more energized, find life balance, and overall be successful. So before I jump in and tell you a little bit about my story and everything, I want to hear from you what success means for you, what success means to you. And I'm going to unmute everybody so you can just in one word say what comes to your mind. What is success for you?
Freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah. Happiness.
Happiness.
Peace.
Peace. Yeah, peace.
Yes.
Finances. Great finances.
Finances, yes.
Joy.
Joy.
Mm-hmm.
And in which area do you want this success? I heard finances. I heard which are the area you feel the most stuck at this point?
My practice.
Practice.
Launching my practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Making my practice successful financially.
Yep.
Getting enough clients.
Yep.
Getting the clients. Yeah.
And
So
just feeling happy with what I have.
great. Happy with what you have. That's important. That's anybody else?
I feel if my clients succeed, that's my success.
Yes. When people around you succeed, you're succeeding as well. And at the same time, you know how important it is to attract the right client. So what I hear from all of you, and I'm going to mute you again, sorry, is success for all of you is really being happy and content with what you do, with what you share, and having the result you want from that. We all agree on that? Okay. So I would like to share a little bit with you about my story, so you know where I come from and why I'm so passionate about helping people like you or like me at some point who gets frustrated, who gets stuck, because I have been in this journey for quite a while. Actually, is it okay if I share my story? Yes? Great, thank you. So my journey started long time ago when I was a little girl, but I won't stay long there. I really always wanted to help others. That was a dream of mine. And I thought I will do it by becoming a doctor or something like that. At least that was the way my parents told me I will be able to help others. Except that when I got into those type of approach, I didn't like it. I graduated from high school, I was 16. I got a PhD in biochemistry. I didn't like it. I didn't work. I liked the science of it, but I didn't feel like I could make a difference in others' life, really impact their life. So I thought, let's try something else. And I tried communication and marketing because I thought if I can translate the message to other people, I can really impact them at a bigger level. Was good for a while. I was actually in charge of the communication for the French Atomic Energy Commission, so big job, corporate thing. Liked it for about 6 months. And I was so grateful when my husband at the time told me, let's move to the United States. You can really have new experience there. And by the way, we have 2 kids. One kid is there. The second one, I was pregnant from him. And that will give you a break, and then you can think about it. So once I arrived in the United States, I was like, okay, what am I going to do with a PhD in biochemistry, a master in marketing when I don't speak English? The marketing is out of the door. And biotech was not the thing I wanted to do. So I felt totally blocked and totally lost. And I stayed that way for quite a long time. And little by little, it started really hurting me. First, emotionally, I became depressed. I was staying, when I was in my 30s, probably 4 to 5 hours in front of the TV, not doing anything, wondering why I was so miserable. And I was at the same time raising my kid. I was an artist. I was sculpting. So I was trying things, but I was not satisfied. And after a while, this emotional stuckness started impacting myself physically, and my body started hurting. I was so stuck at some point that my back stopped carrying me, and I would not be able to walk more than 100 yards without terrible pain. My body was telling me, girl, you're so stuck. That's it. It's not working. So I was really desperate for finding a solution, and the solution always comes in package that you don't want. It came to me in my early 40s when my husband of 20 years called me one day to tell me that actually he was sorry that he didn't love me anymore and that he wanted a divorce. And that was awful. To be honest, that was absolutely terrible, because at that time, my family was the only thing that I had going for myself. So it was, I'm not happy with my job. Actually, I don't know if I can make ever any money, because I've been supported for the past 20 years by my husband, and I don't have a career. My body is not healthy. And no, the only thing that is working, which is my family and my marriage, is disappearing like that. It's really felt like my life was exploding from one moment to another. And to be honest, I became suicidal really quickly. And there's a night that stand up in my mind still today when I collected 40 Vicodin from my bathroom. I had 40 Vicodin from the painkiller for my back. And that night, I sat by my bed with 40 Vicodin in my hand, considering if I should swallow them or not. And I stayed the whole night looking at the pills back and forth. I could smell the fear in my clothes. I don't know if any of you had this experience. You smell the fear. It smells bad, I can tell you. I was totally lost and desperate. And I don't know what happened. At some point, I went to the bathroom and I look at myself in the mirror. And I look at this reflection of me with a tear in my face and the whole thing. And I was, okay, girl, what do you want to do? Do you want to swallow them or not? And I don't know what happened. I heard this little voice in me that said, you know what? I want to hear the end of the story. I want to hear the end of the story. That was mind-blowing, you know. That was this little part of curiosity in me that wanted to know what was going on next. What will happen? I didn't know, but I was curious enough to want to know. So I took the pills and I put them in the toilet and I flush them so I will not change my mind. And I look out for help. Everybody told me to get over a divorce. After a 20-year marriage, I needed 2 to 3 years. I was lucky to work with a hypnotherapist. It took me 3 months to be back on my feet. Within the first year after my husband left, I went back on my feet. I moved. I became a coach. I became a hypnotherapist because I could see how the tools that I learned in my process were helpful for me, and I really wanted to help others with those tools. I also wrote 2 books. Book number 1, Autopsy of a Marriage. Book number 2, Renaissance Woman. After 1 year, I created my first company called Path to Perfect Self, which became Fabulicious after 18 months. And I took Fabulicious from 0 to 6-figure in 2 years. So I went from really heartbroken, no family, no money, no career, nothing, to 6 figures in a total of 3 years. And if it's possible for me, I know it's possible for anybody, because I had nowhere in my mind the idea of this being possible. Who here wants that? Yeah? Yes? Okay, let me unmute you because I want to hear you. Okay, who here wants that?
Yay!
Yes! You!
Yes, yes,
Yes! And more and faster.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
own story, your own success story.
Absolutely.
So that's my message for you. Today is about rewriting your own story. It's about writing your fabulous story. It's about listening to your intuition, listening to yourself, to what is inside of you, here in your heart, here in your head, and here, you cannot see it in the screen, here in your gut. That's super important, about what is your story about. And let go of this message that is right now in your head that say that you're not good enough. Because I can tell you, when I was going in my depressive, down stage, stuck stage, I was like, girl, you're not good enough. Who do you think you are to think you can do something good? And blah, 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 blah. And those messages come from very far, but the worst bully in my life has always been me. Who here has a bully that is herself? Or yeah. We are the most terrible with us. That's not okay. So shut off. How do you say it in English? Shut up the bully and really listen to your own voice so you can create your own fabulous story. So tell me, I'm going to share again. I'm going to unmute you and I'm going to share the screen because I want to hear from you. Who here feel more on the left side, more on the stuck side? Who here feel more on the right side, the little peaceful?
Left.
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 Left. I hear right and left. So something that I want to share with you first. Okay, my PowerPoint is not moving, so let's see if I can, here we go.
Yeah.
The first step to move from this little guy on the left to the little guy on the right is actually to stop blaming yourself. I don't think I can mute you all by sharing, so I'm gonna have to do that, mute you all again. Oh, that's such, okay. So what I mean by loving yourself is love yourself where you are. Stop blaming yourself. It's okay to feel the way you feel. You can be angry, you can be sad, you can be disappointed. And the reason it's so important is because there's no way you can move if you're punishing yourself. As I said earlier, the worst bully is often yourself. And when you bully yourself, you talk to your inner child. You talk to this little kid inside of you who wants to do her best. She wants to be successful. She wants to attract clients. She wants to grow her practice. She wants to do all of those things. And each time she makes a mistake or she doesn't do the right choice or she cannot do it, you're like, see, told you, you were a bad girl. You didn't. Do you really think it's going to work? You know, I seen it really strongly in one of my most recent clients. I mostly work with women, but somehow recently I start having male clients and I love them. They're fantastic. I have this client, his name is Daniel. Obviously, I'm going to change all the name. He came to me sent by his mom. Literally, his mom called me and she said, my son is not a baby, he's in his 30s, but he needs your help. I'm like, really? What's going on? And what happened is this young man was engaged to a wonderful girl. He was so thrilled, so happy. He had found this soulmate and they were about to get married in a couple of years. They had all the plan laid out, traveling in Africa and so on and so forth. And she died from a terrible accident. One day she was here, the next day she was not. And when he came to me, do you think I could tell him, get over it? Do you think I could tell him, go, actually, you're not so happy with your job. Why don't you go work? Or why don't you go meet other people? That doesn't work. He was feeling terrible. I couldn't, there's no way to tell him to move on from that by forcing, by bullying him, by pushing him. The only thing that I could tell him is it's okay to feel the way you feel. And here I'm taking an extreme case, but for every single one of you, wherever you are in your journey, it's okay to feel the way you feel. And then you can climb up. So let me explain to you a little bit more what I mean. Okay. Everybody can see the screen? Great. If you look at my book, Renaissance Woman, it's explained in detail. Can you see it or the light is too strong? Okay, way better, I think. But I will explain at the same time. We evolve, we move along different level of energy. The lowest level of energy, which is a level 1, it's here at the bottom of my pyramid. It's a level of depression at the lowest. It's a level of victim. It's the level of I don't have any energy to do anything. And when you are at that level, it's very difficult to take action. Because at that level, you feel like I'm losing. I'm the loser, for me. So when you are at this level, the feeling is, why is this happening to me? I want you to change this question to, how is what I am experiencing right now happening for me. Instead of why is this happening to me, you change it to how is this happening for me? What is going on in my life that is happening for me? Second level of energy is a level 2, is the anger and the frustration. And a lot of people hate to be at this level. They are like, oh my gosh, especially women, we're not supposed to be angry. Guess what? Angry is good. Being angry, being frustrated is what gives you the energy to start moving. When you are frustrated, you start having movement. Another way to go to raise your energy beside the frustration is to create movement. So what you want to go here to do is to go to the level 3, which is a level of acceptance, which is getting you to start getting out of your comfort zone and growing above that. So here you're gonna have the level of caring, and here you have the level of peace and joy. So how do you climb those levels? First of all, you accept where you are. You might be level 1, it's totally fine, it's okay. Then you start creating some energy. Either the frustration you're gonna experience might be enough, or you're gonna start creating movement. By movement, I mean physical movement. Like this morning, I wake up in super crappy mood. That happened to me too. I have my days. And I was like, okay, how am I gonna raise my energy? And I went on a walk. I went running. That's just that. You cannot walk? You know what? Last week I had a blister under my foot. Guess what? I couldn't walk. That was not helping. I shake. I dance. I do whatever it takes to really create this movement which starts raising my energy. Does it make sense? So actually I'm gonna unmute you because I want you to tell me what are the tools you use to start raising your energy. I suggest is running, exercise, what else?
Walking, dancing,
Breathing.
fresh air.
Yeah.
Breathing.
Moving. I'm right there with you, Fabia. Move.
Moving.
Gotta
Yeah.
move. Gotta move.
Yeah.
Screaming. So scream
Screaming.
in your car. Close the window, scream like, ah!
Yeah. Yes.
And if you're in a place you cannot scream, close your eyes, imagine you're screaming. That helps too.
Yeah.
What else? Writing.
Music and singing.
Music and singing. Oh, on music and singing, something that you can do is actually in your car, you change your lyric to I am amazing, you're the best, I love you. Change your lyric to positive words.
Yeah.
What else? Any
I
other?
tap.
Excuse me?
I tap.
Tap.
I tap.
Yeah, the tapping.
Yes.
EFT works really well. Absolutely. Anything that moves your energy to go from this lowest vibration to raise your vibration. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So that's tip number 1. First of all, accept where you are. Don't hurt yourself more than you are hurting right now. Don't blame yourself. Don't bully yourself. Don't punish yourself. Feel the way you feel and start moving. Let's jump to step number 2. Okay. Step number 2 is about anchoring the way you want to feel, not the way, not anchoring how you feel, not visualizing what you want, but actually anchoring the way you want to feel. What I mean by that is a lot of people are told in order to get unstuck, you need to visualize what you want in the future. You have to make a visualization of whatever you want. The problem with visualization, what you want, with visualizing what you want, is you don't have it. And you get frustrated because you don't have it. And you are like, oh, I'm gonna be so happy once I have it. I want to make six figure. I want really to make six figure in my business. I'm so miserable until I have it. That doesn't work. So what you do, instead of saying, I'm gonna be happy when I'm gonna reach that point, is visualize how you're gonna feel when you reach that point. So once again, okay, how do I go back from here to the other one? Okay, stop share, unmute you. How you guys want to feel when you're gonna achieve what you want to achieve? Give me
Excited.
Excited. Okay.
Yes, excited, joyful,
Joyful,
happy, having fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And peaceful. Just peace.
peaceful, excited, happy, all of that. What prevents you? What can you do today to feel all of those feelings? So actually, what are the action you can do to be more excited today, to be more happy today, to be more peaceful today? Do you need to meditate? Do you need to go dancing? Do you need to hang out with friends? What do you need today to feel the way you want to feel ultimately? Does it make sense? Okay. And then it's going to be about not stopping to think, I'm going to be so amazing once I ride the light at the end of the tunnel, like everybody does. I just published an article saying, good news, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, because I'm done with this this idea of I'm going to be so happy when I reach this light at the end of the tunnel. The idea is, how can I take this light, put it inside of me? The light is not a number on your paycheck. It's not a boyfriend. The light is, if I reach all of that, I'm going to feel happy, excited, joyful, peaceful. How can you take those feelings and put them in your life today? Does it make sense? Okay, I'm going to take you through a little exercise. Give me a second. I need to erase the board, and I obviously put something behind it. So I would like you to take a piece of paper, and I cannot turn the border horizontally, or otherwise you won't see it, but I want you to take this piece of the paper like that, landscape. And on the left side of your paper, you're going to put the low moment, the low point of what you are experiencing or of your life. Put just a couple of words like failed med school exam, divorce, whatever is going on. And on the right side, you're going to put your high points. I give you a couple of minutes to do that. And you don't need, it's just for you, so you don't need to get into detail, it's just for you to remember what it is. Okay? Who needs more time? Okay. And you can continue with all the detail once you're by yourself. But right now, I would like you to close your eyes and visualize your low points. And if there's a word or an image that summarizes how you felt and how you feel in this moment, what is this word? So for me, it was stuck. What is your word on how you feel during those low points?
Alone.
Alone.
Failure.
Excuse me?
Failure.
Failure.
Yeah.
Anxious.
Didn't get that one.
Anxious.
Anxious, yes.
And scared.
Scared.
Dark.
Fear.
I got two of them.
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed.
Exhausted.
Yes.
Not good enough.
Hopeless.
Okay. So, okay, everybody stand up. I know you're in front of your screen, but I don't want you to stay near this energy. Shake it out. Yeah. Okay. And now come back. Good. And close your eyes. And visualize how to you all of your high points. And if there's a word or an image that summarizes how you feel in this moment, those positive moments, what are those? What is this word that is coming for you?
I did it.
I did it.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. I put it in black. It's mine actually.
And strong.
Strong.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Proud.
Powerful.
Powerful.
Love.
Love. So the question, and thank you for all those words. Thank you. So the question is, how can you accept the left side of this board? How can you accept to feel stuck or alone or failing or anxious or scared or overwhelmed or exhausted or hopeless? How can you not judge yourself for feeling that way? And how can you today feel more strong, unstoppable, excited, proud, powerful, love, and tell yourself, I did it. Because both sides are important. When I work with a client, I usually use this tool first because it can be just that in itself a 1 hour or 2 hour session. And there's gift in the left side. When I feel stuck, that's the moment when I can rest. That's the moment when I take care of myself. And that's the moment when I consider what is going on in my life and what I want to change. It doesn't feel good, but there's a lot of growth right there. I'm going to give you a personal example. My boyfriend disappeared 1 month ago. He's not in my life anymore. Did I felt sad and scared and happy? Yes. At the same time, I have learned more about myself in the past months than I have done in the past year. And actually, my business is actually doing better because of what is going on. I'm going to write a couple of articles just from what I learned from him. And now about embracing what is on the right side today, it's about, I see a lot of my clients who want to feel more peaceful, more excited, more joyful, but they are so afraid they won't be able to sustain it that they sabotage themselves. I noticed when I'm unstoppable, I told you I'm super unstoppable. Becoming a coach, a hypnotherapist, writing 2 books in 1 year, it's a lot. How can you do that? How could I do that without making myself sick? My tendency when I'm unstoppable was to go to the point of exhaustion. So how can you feel stronger, more powerful with respecting yourself? Does it make sense? Okay, great. I'm seeing the time and I want to, we have 1 hour of me talking more or less, and then we're gonna go to question and answer. So we're gonna stay as long as you guys want. But I want to share the third point because that's what I'm really passionate about. It's about rewriting the story, really rewriting your story. And okay, I see all of you. You're smart. You are all smart, educated, bright women or men. I don't know who's going to be on the recording, so I have to put those guys out there. But you are all super intelligent. And you have been looking for the solution on how to launch my practice, how to get more clients, how to be more successful, how to do all of that. Let me be honest, if the solution was in your head, you would have found it. The solution is not in your head. You have looked for it over and over and over again, and it's not there. The solution is in your heart, it's in your gut, and more importantly, is in this part of you that is called the subconscious. It's not logical. Logically, I can tell you to do something, but if inside of you there's something that limits you, you're going to sabotage yourself over and over again. I'm going to give you the example of one of my clients. I often love to give her example because that was such a wonderful transformation. Her name is Patricia. She's a therapist, 20 plus years of experience. She came to me 5 years ago. She was making an average of $5,000, $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Not enough to live in the Bay Area by any standard. We know that. And she couldn't understand why she couldn't make the money she wanted. She was working really, really hard. giving workshops, writing articles, seeing clients, doing everything she could, but there was something blocking her client from finding her. And when she came to me, she was like, Fab, I want to make more money. I deserve to make some money. And I heard a little bit of something in her voice, and I said, okay, Patricia, close your eyes and just say what you have just said again. And when you close your eyes, you get away from your left brain, you get away from your logical brain, you get into your subconscious. And when she tried to say it, I want to be more successful, I deserve to make more money, deserve to make more money, it was a no-go. It didn't go through her throat. So we use this sensation in our body to access our subconscious brain and see when this tightness in our throat was first created. Which took us to when she was 4 years old, hiding under the kitchen table, hearing her parents fighting over money once again. And her dad was complaining about the fact that rich people in the town were, excuse my French, assholes, and they were making a ton of money when they were the good people, the hard worker, and they were literally broke. And she was hearing her dad really being upset, and she loved her dad, and she said, I want to do exactly what my dad wants. I want to be a good person. So I'm going to be like my dad. I'm going to work really hard and not make too much money, because the people who make a lot of money are bad people. Totally logical from the point of view of a 4-year-old. Terrible 50 years later when you're trying to build your practice. So in this case, the trauma was when she was 4 years old. I'm going to give you the example of another of my clients. Her name is Diana. She came to me, strong woman, ex-LAPD, tough girl. She wanted to build a fitness center. And she was like, I don't know, people don't find me. It looks like they don't want me. We went back to when it was created. The trauma was created when she was an embryo. She was inside of her mom, and at the point of 4 months in utero, a mom discovered she was pregnant from her, and the mom didn't want her. The mom actually was 16-year-old, and she was a teen being pregnant, and she didn't want this baby. This girl, for the following 40 years, carried this belief, I'm not wanted. Nobody will ever want me. So the trauma can be in childhood, it can be in very early childhood, it can be past lives. I have a client who wanted to lose weight. She couldn't find the way to do that. We found out that in a past life, she wanted to be plump, like her words were, plump like the baker's wife. In a past life, she was really envious of this baker. The wife of the baker was this fat lady, and she decided, I want to be like her. That carried into this life. Or it can be generational. And in this case, I'm going to give you an example of my own life. My mom was given at birth for being a woman, for being a girl. My parents were born in Tunisia. In Tunisia, being a girl is not something that people value. So she was given at birth for being a girl. Before that, her grandmother was married at age 14 to a man who was 60 years old. because he could pay for her. So in my family, girls from generation to generation to generation are not valued. I did a session actually in the tool that I use today to go back to when the trauma was first created. Took me back to 18th century, when there was this woman who was in a war trying to escape with her kids. And her dad was telling her, "You're a woman, you cannot do that." And she got killed, and her kids saw her get killed. And they were like, true, mom was not strong enough. And that was carried in the pattern of the family. So people can be skeptic about this transmission, but today they showed actually that trauma can be transmitted through DNA. They show that fear of spider, arachnophobia, that is totally unjustified today in the United States, come from ancestry fears that are carried in the DNA. Any type of trauma can be transmitted. So what would be different if you could change the story that is built in your mind? I call this story that is built in your mind the book of truth, because you believe that it's the truth. It's based on what you saw, it's based on what you heard, it's based from past generation or past lives. But in fact, this book is what sabotages you. It's this book of lies. It's a book of lies. And the way you transform it is not logically. It's really by accessing the inside of you through imagination and through hypnosis, and transforming from the inside out. So I want to I want a vote of that, because I'm gonna unmute. I have two solutions. I can guide all of you through a mini hypnosis session. Okay. Okay, and if we have time, I will take one of you, and I will do it one more one-on-one. But for now, I want to guide all of you. So I'm gonna mute you again. And you're gonna close, okay, before I go there, people are often scared of hypnosis. Just so I'm clear, hypnosis is something that you do all the time. It's using your imagination to imagine something that is going in your head. And because your brain cannot make the difference between what it's imagining and what it's real, you feel like it's real. So if you change it in your imagination, you can change it in your reality. Does it make sense? Okay. So I want all of you to close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. And breathe in from the top of your head and breathe out through your feet. In through the top of your head and out through your feet. And in through your belly and out through your back. In through your belly and out through your back. And you're gonna start looking at your body like a 3D object. Just navigate inside of it, look around what's going on. And there's gonna be a part of your body that's gonna attract your attention. This part of your body that attract your attention because of whatever is keeping you stuck right now. And this part of your body that attracts your attention, this stuckness, gonna show up as a shape. Which shape is it? Is it a round? Is it circle? Is it a triangle? And which color is it? Which texture is it? Is it static or is it moving? And once you see this shape inside of your body, this tension, I would like you to effortlessly move your awareness, your energy inside of the shape. And talk from the inside of the shape, like if you could look from the eyes of this shape. What I am about is, and you're going to finish a sentence. And what I would like you to know about me is, and the most important thing you should know about me that you never seen until now is, and anything else I would like to say to you is, and now you're going to move your awareness back into yourself, looking back at the shape, and receive everything that was expressed to you as a stream of colored energy. Which color is this energy and where is it entering your body? And look back at the shape and say, what I heard you say, what I received from you is, and what I'm realizing about it is, and we're going to push it a little bit more. You're going to bring forward a virtual resource. There's going to be a virtual resource that's going to appear for you. A virtual resource is something or someone who is there for protection, for safety, for wisdom. It can be animal, it can be human, it can be vegetal, it can be an angel, whatever this resource wants to be, going to appear for you right now. And this resource is going to look at you. Actually, you're going to move your energy inside of the resource and speak from the voice of the resource back to you. What I would like you to know about what you have just seen is and what you can do about it is and the first step you can take today or tomorrow is and move your awareness back into yourself and receive everything that was expressed to you as a stream of colored energy. Once again, which color is this energy and where is it entering your body? And let this energy get integrated from wherever it enters, get into your whole body, from the top of your head, all the way down to your fingers and all the way down to your toes. Spreading inside of you any information you just got from this conversation. And when you're ready on your own time, I would like you to come back into your room and open your eyes again. Welcome back. Hi. So, I want to hear from all of you, but before I do, I will just make the offer because I'm respectful of the time and I know that some of you might need to leave. So just here, I use 2 tools out of probably 30 to 50 that I can use. So if you want to experience that type of work more one-on-one, really find what type of blocks is deep inside of you, who is preventing you from becoming unstoppable. I want to really make a crazy offer for you. I want to offer every single one of you a fabulous session. So a fabulous session, I have the consultation, which is a free consultation over the phone. It's called Getting Unstuck Discovery Session. If you want that, you can go online and find it. It's going to be free. But I want you to really get the results you can get into a full session. It's 90 minutes. It's going to be on the phone or on Zoom. We're going to identify at least one block and really start creating some change. The experience that I told you about for Patricia was a 1 session thing. It doesn't often happen that fast, but in her case, she went from making $5,000 a month to making $10,000 to $15,000 every month after we worked together. And last year, she bought her house in San Francisco. So if it's possible for her, it's possible for you. So during that session, I want you really to learn how to take the first step toward your rebirth and create this new concept. The price of a session like that, if somebody come, usually I work in packages, but when people come to me and say, just I want a session, I charge $450, and I say the value is priceless because what you can get in 90 minutes is mind-blowing. And just for you guys today, I'm gonna offer it at $127, which is the lowest I ever offer it. I'm gonna put on the chat room the link to schedule it. So you go to fabulicious.schedulista.com, you select Fabulicious session, and you schedule time that is convenient for you. I will send you a PayPal request for payment, and you need to sign up to get this price before the end of this week. Before a Sunday at midnight, I put it back to $450.
Okay.
And for those of you who are listening to the recording, same thing. Until the end of the week, that's it. You can schedule it for after this week. You can schedule it for whenever you want. Or if you know somebody who could enjoy it, share the information with them. They are welcome to sign up as well. I have to say earlier I did the drawing, so the person who won the half day with me is Star. I contacted her, she couldn't come on the call, but it's too bad that it's not any of you, but at least we can experience a lot in 90 minutes. Tell me, what did you experience in 5 minutes?
Amazing.
Was it?
Yeah.
Tell me, Rue, whatever what you want to share.
Did you say Rue?
Is it Rue? Yes.
Oh.
How do
Yeah,
you pronounce your name?
Rue.
Rue, that's a beautiful name.
Thank you. I went very deep. I saw things very clearly. I was actually crying the whole time. And I feel really blessed.
Good.
Yeah.
That's amazing. If you could get that in 5 minutes, imagine. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Mm.
Anybody else want to share?
Yes, I do. I found a hard, dark pyramid in my throat. It was information that somebody was trying to cram down my throat, and I was in resistance to it.
Wow. And did you get some insight from your virtual resource?
It's information I put up here, and it'll come to me.
Okay. So
in a different, in the channel I prefer rather than me crammed down my throat.
absolutely. Yes, listen from here instead of makes so much sense. Thank you, Dottie.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else has something they want to share? Okay, so tell me, we are reaching the end of today, and I'm gonna be there for you for question, answer, insight, breakthrough, whatever you want to share with me. I'm here to listen to you. What would you like to share?
Well, I am glad to learn the tools that take a look at deep inside of me, because I didn't know how. So I liked it the first in the practice, like back your side, low side and high side.
Yeah.
So I need to see both sides, and even though it was painful to see the lower side, and especially, but I need to see and feel it.
That's so important. Thank you for sharing, Emiko. That's a lot of people are so much avoiding the left side, and totally it's being really successful is not about riding the wave on the top all the time. It's about riding the wave on top when you can and not being afraid of the lows when it happens.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing. Who else? Yes, Ruth.
I feel that you are very connected and confident in the truth of that connection. And it is enormously inviting and healing and very leveling of kind of this whole dance of transformation. So I feel like you're an amazing mentor, actually.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Yeah, I feel like it's really great.
I have to say, I just received pink energy through my heart right there.
Oh,
I could see it as you were talking.
that was the color I got at the end.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Love it. Thank you.
Oh my God, thank you. Ooh.
Anybody else?
I have a question about how to schedule.
Yes.
Am I scheduling the Fabulicious session 90-minute in the play section?
Yes.
Okay.
90-minute fabulous session. If I give you in the other one, you're gonna pay a higher price. So you schedule it. Once I have your name, I'm gonna send you question to know what is going on, so we can jump into the work right away. And I'm gonna send you also a PayPal payment or an invoice of some kind, so you can pay for the session.
Sure.
And we do 90 minutes, plan 2 hours, just because I always plan 2 hours, can go over time. And by the end of the session, I will definitely ask you, does it make sense to work more than that, or did you get enough from one session? Sometimes you get enough, sometimes you open the Pandora box. Something that I'm very cautious in any session, when you open the box, you empty some trauma, you put back positive. Empty whatever is hurting, put back positive. I never let somebody end a session with a box that is open with mud and dirty things inside. We always put back positive and close it up before the end of session. Super important.
Can you share, if we were to have a session and then want to continue after that, what the prices are of your packages?
So I have half days, I have 1 day, I have 3 months to 6 months, and I'm creating groups. So at this point, my prices go from $1,000 all the way to $5,000 with payment option. I don't want to give you a price on what will be the right one for you, because I don't know until I talk to you. Usually I tend to really believe in my client, and I know they can achieve the most success in the minimum amount of time. So I tend to sell cheaper packages than higher one, because I want you to be successful as early as possible. Does it answer the question? Okay. And I work with you on the pricing anyway to spread it out the way it's appropriate for you. Ooh. And by the way, Sharon, I have to say your dog was adorable.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. In fact, he's back up on my lap here. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I was trying to, kind of, yeah. If I put him in the bedroom, he'd bark. So that's,
No, that was perfect. I have to say, often when I do session, last time I did a session with a client I work with, and she was with her eye closed, and during the whole, because she was on Zoom, she's in Hawaii. But during the whole time, a cat was coming like that on the screen. It was so funny. I love it.
Thank you. Sorry. You're a good person. Sorry.
So anything else that I can address tonight?
What other tools do you use to access the subconscious?
I use tapping.
Hi, Carrie.
EFT.
Mm-hmm.
I use EMDR.
Uh-huh.
I use hypnosis. So this technique that I use on you is not called hypnosis per se. It's called RIM, regeneration of image in memory. For people who are not used to work in the subconscious mind, that's easy access and it's very powerful tool. Oh, here is a cat.
Yeah,
And
this is Riley.
oh,
He loves to participate too.
Ah.
that's great. And so depending
Oh, God, he weighs a ton.
so depending on the person, I use different tools. Some people are very much in touch with their body. So I use a lot of accessing the body, the subconscious through the body. Some people prefer breathing techniques. So I can use some type of breathing tools to really access the subconscious. It depends on the person. Dottie, you say you use a lot of tapping?
Yes.
It's very useful. I do it in a modified way.
Yes.
I believe I really like the tapping for releasing emotions.
Well, I also do matrix re-imprinting, which helps release trauma.
That's amazing.
It gives you an option to revise your beliefs.
Yes, absolutely.
It's very powerful.
Yes. I use therapeutic shaking also, TRE, trauma release exercise,
Yes.
for people who had violent experience.
Yes.
That's usually one of the best. So it depends. It's really finding the tool in the toolbox that is the right fit for you. On top of that, I'm pretty intuitive, and I do energy healing. So while the client has their eyes closed, I practice some energy healing, and I read the story at the same time as they do, which is fun. Something also that is important with the tool that I'm using. So in this case, I use something where you have the information about what's going on. But for some people, they don't want to revisit the trauma. So I can allow them to release the physical sensation, the traumatic experience of whatever happened without them remembering what happened.
Well,
that's so important. I had this client who came to me convinced that her dad raped her when she was 6-year-old. And I didn't have permission from her body to go back because she did not want to remember. But I got the permission for her to release the trauma without her remembering anything. Mm-hmm. And she released by shaking mostly for almost 1 hour. Mm-hmm. And after 1 hour, she was neutral. And at that point, the memory came back, and it was not her dad raping her. Mm. It was a cousin who actually who had inappropriate behavior and, rape her in some way. And she went to her dad to talk about it, and her dad dismissed her. That's why she thought it was her dad. Oh. So that was really, really powerful in that case. Mm-hmm. She couldn't go at first. There was no way she could look at it first. Yeah. Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Just thank you. Thank you all of you. Yeah. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
It was such an amazing experience to be facing all of you. I wish I could give you a hug, but virtual hug is all I can do. And I will send the recording tomorrow. You will receive it by email. And I look forward to seeing you either in my practice or on Zoom or anywhere, anytime. That will be such a pleasure.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
So much fun.
Thank you.
Bye.